where Suhaib Webb is at a synagogue. He's a major synagogue actually in Boston, like a massive multi-million-dollar synagogue with many wealthy Jews from Massachusetts who attend. And Suhaib Webb, Imam Suhaib, is standing at their podium giving this kind of speech. And he talks about my rabbi, my rabbi. As soon as I graduated from Azhar University in Egypt, in Cairo, my rabbi contacted me, and my rabbi said, what was the topic of the conversation? The topic of the conversation was hatred. How are we going to stop hate? And if you, Suhaib Webb, want to understand the true nature of hatred, come with me and let's take a trip. And he says, my first trip after graduating from Azhar was where? We went to Auschwitz. We went to one of these concentration camps. That's Suhaib Webb is openly admitting this, openly talking about this, as if he's bragging about it. Yasir Qadhi is another one. Yasir Qadhi, if you recall, he was at one of these rallies and he said the true followers of Moses, are these Jews. And there were a group of Jews in the audience at that rally. He said these are the true followers of Moses. Why? Because they are Jews and they oppose Israel, or they oppose Zionism. This is a theologically problematic statement, to say the least. To say the true followers of Moses are Jews, the Jews who reject the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they reject Jesus, they reject the Messiah, they reject the Quran, they're the true followers of Moses today, and you're pointing to them. And recently, Yasir Qadhi doubled down on this, and I posted the clip on my Twitter. And Yasir Qadhi doubled down, and he said, I stand by that statement. I stand by that statement. Yasir Qadhi also visited Auschwitz. Did you know that? He also went on a tour. Maybe I'll pull up the screenshot for you if you're having trouble believing me. So this was reported in Politico. Imams join U.S. officials at Nazi sites. So you can see here's Yasir Qadhi standing there. Here is Muzammil Siddiqui. Here's Majid, Imam Muhammad Majid, who is the biggest agent shill. And it looks like Suhaib Webb in the back is, I assume that's Suhaib Webb. Yeah, that's him. So this was in 2010. Yeah, so this is U.S. officials. I mean, this is worth reading. U.S. officials participated in a trip of 8 Muslim American leaders to the sites of the former Dachau and Auschwitz concentration camps last week in what one official called a transformative experience. The Muslim leaders were experiencing something they knew nothing about. This is a quote. President Barack Obama's envoy to combat anti-Semitism, Hannah Rosenthal, told Politico Tuesday. These Muslim leaders were experiencing something they knew nothing about. Muslims don't know anything about genocide. Muslims don't know anything about mass killing or bigotry, being ethnically cleansed. Muslims don't know anything about that. They have to come and they have to learn from their spiritual superiors, their moral and spiritual superiors. Rosenthal lost many family members at Auschwitz, including her grandparents. I can't believe anyone walks into Auschwitz and leaves the same person. I watched them break down. I broke down in front of suitcases. It is the cemetery of my whole family. The participating imams were totally aware that, quote, totally aware that they were visiting my family cemetery, and they were very loving about it. At the end, the imams from a broad range of backgrounds issued a far-reaching statement condemning anti-Semitism, Holocaust denial, and religious bigotry. We bear witness, quote, we bear witness to the absolute horror and tragedy of the Holocaust, where over 12 million human souls perished, including 6 million Jews, the group said in a joint statement issued after the trip. We condemn any attempts to deny this historical reality and declare such denials or any justification of this tragedy as against the Islamic code of ethics. Beyond Rosenthal, among those from the Obama, Reagan, and George W. Bush administrations who accompanied the imams on the August 7th trip to Germany and Poland were Rashad Hussein, Obama's envoy to the OIC, Nasreen Badat, a State Department official working on religious freedom issues, Marshall Brager, former special assistant to Reagan for public liaison and his liaison with the Jewish community, and Sohail Khan, an official in Bush's public liaison office. Also participating was Rabbi Jack Bemperot from New Jersey. The trip was co-sponsored by Germany's Konrad Adenauer Foundation. The letter was signed by Imam Abdullah Entepli. So this is Abdullah Entepli is right here standing next to Yasir Qadhi. He's also the founder of the MLI, Muslim Leadership Institute, I believe, where they take these American Muslims on a propaganda tour to Israel to whitewash the occupation. So who else signed this letter? Yasir Qadhi, Sayyid Naqvi of the Islamic Interfaith Center in Washington. Al-Maghrib Institute is like mentioned with Yasir Qadhi. Layla Muhammad, Suhaib Webb, and Muhammad Majid, obviously Muzammil Siddiqui, who is the former head of the the Fiqh Council of North America, and now Yasir Qadhi is in that position. So, what else? So this is what another one of these Muslim figures says. The Muslim faith and community leaders represented the broad diversity of the Muslim American community, including Arab, South Asian, African American, Caucasian, Sunni, Shi'i, men, women, young, and old. Most knew very little about the Holocaust, and all were eager to learn and personally witness the reality of this historical tragedy. So all of the tourists stopped in their tracks. I don't think anyone has ever seen anything like that. The sight of imams praying. So they prayed. I'm sure they had a lot of prayers at Dachau and Auschwitz. Who was their imam, I wonder? Was Yasir Qadhi leading those prayers, or was it Suhaib Webb? Yeah, so I mean, you can see the model here. Intersection of government, religious organizations, like you can see the Obama administration, Bush administration. Like, this is something that is a very robust program to make sure that American imams are fully on board against anti-Semitism. Notice how none of these Jewish communities are talking about, or none of these rabbis are gathering to visit any kind of site of a Muslim genocide or a Muslim Holocaust. There's no talk about this. Why not? Obviously, because that will implicate Israel itself. Israel has been engaged in ethnic cleansing and genocidal behavior since its founding in 1948. And then secondly, it's going to detract from the uniqueness, the unique historical evil. No evil can reach the evil of the Holocaust. This is what we are told. This is what we're taught. And this is what our imams are getting trained on, these American imams. So yeah, there's no discussion about Muslim genocide. Rabbis aren't visiting any kind of Muslim sites of genocide to have prayers and to remember. Rabbis aren't discussing the rabid Islamophobia, the rabid anti-Muslim sentiment amongst Jews, or that's found within their religious texts. They're not talking about, oh, the Talmud says that kill the best of Gentiles, smash the head of the best of snakes. This is literally a teaching of the Talmud. Muslims aren't confronting rabbis about these teachings that non-Jews are animals. They're not even human. They can't be considered human because they haven't descended from Adam. How about this theological teaching found within Judaism? Literally dehumanizing any non-Jew that's found in the Talmud, which is the most significant sacred book within Judaism, even above the Torah, or the written Torah. The Talmud is the oral Torah. It's part of the Torah, revealed to Moses on Mount Sinai according to Jewish theology. So those aspects in the interfaith dialogue with the Christians, in the interfaith dialogue with the Muslims, those teachings of Judaism never come up. It's all about the anti-Semitism amongst Christians and the anti-Semitism amongst Muslims and the participation of Christians and Muslims in historical genocide against the Jews. Those are the only topics of conversation. This is interfaith dialogue. This is why the American Muslim community has been groomed to be extremely pro-Jewish. Despite being anti-Israel, very, very pro-Jewish. And the contradiction of this, because the Jewish state, Israel, is a Jewish state, and its actions are based on Jewish teachings, theological teachings within Judaism. This is a critical, crucial point. This is a critical, crucial point, but none of these American imams will talk about it. Instead, you have Yasir Qadhi saying, oh, these are the true followers of Moses. Did he learn that line from Suhaib Webb when they were in Germany, I wonder, praying at Dachau? Maybe. Maybe. So, I mean, you have no clue how bad it really is. You have no clue how bad things really are. I've been trying to warn you about this Dawa mafia and these compassionate imams for a long time. And I get called all kinds of names. I get blasted that, oh, how dare you, Daniel, criticize our beloved imams, and you need to have husn al-dhan, and they're doing so much good for the community, so much good. We should all get on our hands and knees in appreciation for these imams